Hey guys, Marsinkin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so alongside the amazing EZA for STR Cooler and the terrible EZA for the physical Cooler Armored Squadron, we are also getting the EZAs for the free-to-play Metal Coolers. These are all going live at the same time. I've got a team building guide video going up for STR Metal Cooler. I said this, STR Cooler. I said the same thing during that. I will be live when all of this stuff drops. So if you guys want to come hang out, farm along with us and see these guys in action, because we'll get them fully EZA'd and then start testing them out. Make sure you keep an eye on the channel, subscribe, hit that bell so you know when I go live. Follow me on Twitter, all that stuff, because, you know, YouTube notifications are weird sometimes. And I always tweet when I'm going to be going live as well. So keep an eye out on that. And, yeah, we're going to be doing this stuff live. So, it is going to be an Extreme Z area. And all 5 of these guys are going to get EZAs. Now, the details have already come out, but I am going to cover them very briefly in the video. Because the one thing we are all hoping is that these guys would actually be good, right? Would actually be usable. Because pre-EZA, they are incredibly disappointing. For those of you guys that have done the mission for the Pride of the Wicked Bloodline and Spirit of the Saiyans thing, where you have to fight Goku and Vegeta and you can basically only use the Metal Coolers, you know that the free-to-play ones take an absolute beating, right? But if their EZAs are good, then not only will that event be a lot easier for everybody, considering these are all free-to-play cards, but then hopefully these guys will be good for later events. So, we're going to take a look at what they do, go through their details very quickly, and then we're going to talk about how you can be fully ready and set up for these guys when their EZA drops, or their Extreme Z area, I guess we should say. So, we'll start off with the AGL one. I've seen a lot of people say the AGL one is the best one, or their favourite one. So, basically, remember, before EZA, there's a couple of things that are always the same. Every single one had the same super attack effect, and every single one had X amount of attack and defense per Wicked Bloodline ally on the team. That has not changed. So, the effect has changed, but the fact that they all have the same one hasn't changed. So now, rather than raising defense for 1 turn, they greatly raise defense for 1 turn. So that on top of EZA stats is obviously way better than what they were previous. Not necessarily going to be crazy, so we'll see if the rest of their kit benefits towards that. So this is another thing each of the units now have after their EZA, is that they will change the opposite typing, i.e. the one that they have type advantage over, key spheres to rainbow if they are the first attacker at the start of the turn. So I'm confused about how that's worded, if they're the first attacker at the start of the turn. So what, if the game has just randomly got them in slot 1 when the turn starts? Because obviously, you can keep your 2 units on main rotations, but you don't determine which slot they go in. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Because to be the first attacker, they have to actually attack. So does that mean you pick up the orbs for them in slot 1 and then the orbs change? Or do they actually change at the start when you are in slot 1? That's something that I'd have to wait to see in-game. But every single one of them does this. Changes the opposite effectiveness orbs into rainbow as the first attacker at the turn. They now get attack and defense 40% per Wicked Bloodline ally on the team, up to 200%. So that is obviously very, very good. That does mean you have to have 5 Wicked Bloodline allies in total. So considering you have your leader and then like the friend, you pretty much have to bring all Wicked Bloodline except for like 1 unit and the friend potentially. So these guys are, of course, made to be run together, but ideally, if one of their EZAs is good enough, you can run them on a full Wicked Bloodline team with other summonable units, and they are still going to get their full buff. So 200% attack and defense. I'm hoping that with the EZA stats and then greatly raised defense on super, is going to make them like good enough to use. So the AGL ones, we'll go through their different abilities now. So the AGL one gives all allies 2 key and has a medium chance to dodge. He then gets an additional 20% chance to dodge with 3 or more rainbow orbs obtained. So if you get 3 rainbow orbs, he has a 50% chance to dodge, which is pretty good. And then he also gets 25% defense per key sphere obtained when there is another ally whose name includes Metal Cooler. That is actually insane, right? Because even like 4 orbs, that's another 100% defense on top of what he's already got. And then he does the greatly raise on super. So very, very good. to raise defense on super. 25% per orb as well. Because remember, if he's orb changing, there's going to be turns where you can pick up 8, 9, 10 orbs. Like, if you pick up 10 orbs, he's getting an extra 250% defense. So, very, very good. The only downside is, like, the built-in dodge is good for him, but support, he only gives ki, which is not the best. So the tech one, this one is the one that was probably the most useless for the difficult content, because all he does is lower attack. So he lowers the enemy's attack. He also now seals the enemy for 2 turns if you pick up 3 rainbow orbs. And then he gets 25% attack per key sphere obtained. So this guy kind of stays as it was before. He's going to be really, really good for Super Battle Road, but not so good for endgame content like the Red Zone, where you can't lower attack, you can't seal. Whereas in Super Battle Road, lowering attack and sealing, obviously very, very useful. And then he gets the attack buff as well. So I do feel like defense is obviously better, but he gets extra attack per key sphere, so he could potentially hit pretty hard. And he is still greatly raising on super. So I think for most of these guys, you still probably just want to go full additional with their hidden potential. But we'll look at the int one. So the int one was just heal at start of turn. He has all the same stuff, right? Changes tech orbs, has the stats per Wicked Bloodline ally. So he heals 10% HP at the start of the turn, and then recovers an additional 5% HP at the end of the turn if you pick up 3 or more rainbow orbs. So continuing on that end of turn healing thing that a lot of the metal coolers do. Very good. And then he gets 10% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. So that is good. He gets a mix of both, whereas the other two so far have gotten 25% of only one but not the other. So that could actually be very good for him. Lot of extra healing, which is very good. And end of turn healing is good for, on the Wicked Bloodline team, units like the Golden Freezers, who need to have a certain amount of HP at the start of their turn to have their damage reduction. So healing at the end of the previous turn is obviously super useful. So that's pretty good. The STR one, this is the one that I really wanted to be the best, because he's the straight up support unit. So he gives all allies 20% attack and defense. He then gives an additional 20% attack and defense if you pick up 3 or more rainbow orbs. So that means he's giving 40% attack and defense on that team. So that's really, really good if you get the 3 orbs. And then he gets, he gets 25% attack per key sphere. If he got the defense per key sphere, I would almost imagine that he's like a must run on the Wicked Bloodline team. So we'll have to see what the defense is looking like for him post super attack, because unfortunately he's getting extra attack per orb. But that is still very good, being a 40% support unit if you can pick up rainbow orbs when you're on a team that is basically full of rainbow orb changers, because all of the metal coolers do it. So that is actually really, really good. And then the physical one, he heals based on the damage that he does. So he recovers 15% of damage dealt as HP, an additional 5% recovery if you have 3 key spheres. So if you get the 3 rainbow orbs, it's 20% of the damage that he does you heal. So I mean, this team is going to have so much healing, it's going to be crazy. And then he gets defense per orb, which is weird because you think he's based around healing you based on his damage, so he should have the attack. And then the STR one that is a support unit would benefit from the defense. But I guess they don't want to make them too, like, crazy powerful. But I think that's actually really good. They seem like they are very solid. Obviously, you'll need to see them in game, see what their stats are and everything. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how difficult of an event we can beat with the full Metal Coolers team. Like, use the LR Metal Cooler as the leader, the physical one, and then have the full 5 free-to-play ones, and then see how we get on. I think that's going to be very, very fun. So, for you guys, if you have not got these guys done already, make sure you do go and do that. Obviously, this is the event. You can farm the cards from Stage 4. The medals that you farm from Stage 5 are the ones that you use to awaken them. At least I'm pretty sure it's those ones, yeah. To awaken them into the SSR. Now, if you had them all farmed up originally, with their paths open, and then when you first awaken them into TURs, the game actually gave you a bunch of copies. It actually gave 9 copies of each, 4 for opening the paths if you already had them awakened, and then the extra 5 copies, which was already an indication straight away that they were going to EZA, right? Because they gave you 5 copies that you can then feed together to have SA5 copies ready for the EZA. Now, if you didn't do that, or you just barbered them off because you didn't realise they were going to EZA or something like that, then obviously you can farm them up again. They did increase the drop rate, so hopefully you won't have to do too many runs on this Stage 4. to get these copies, and then you just need to farm the medals to awaken them, and then you'll have your two SA5, you'll have your 5 separate SA5 copies ready to go. I have mine done already because I did get those 5 spare copies, fed them together, and then obviously just farmed up the medals. So mine are good to go. Like I say, hidden potential, most likely you just want to go full additional. Like this guy, there's no real reason to give him extra dodge, because he's got 30%, even if you don't get the extra rainbow orbs. If you do, he has 50%. So I do think additional is probably the best for everyone because of this greatly raising defense. The only exception, I guess, maybe, is the fact that if you want to run this guy as a support unit, bit of extra dodge instead of crit, and still give him additional for the rest, because he doesn't really need to do damage. And then this guy, because he heals based on the damage that he does, his secondary one should obviously be crit, because if he's getting crits, he's going to heal you more. So these guys look really good. I can't wait to use them. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am going to be live when their Extreme Z area comes out. So come check it out, and we'll get the EZA done, and then test them out on stream. So definitely looking forward to this. Let me know your thoughts down below. Which one do you think is the best? Do you think they look pretty solid? Do you have your SA5 copies ready to go? Let me know down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.